Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Take 6. I am not Julie Broughton. The facial hair was probably a dead giveaway. I am streaming executive producer Thomas Mates. I'm laughing because our guest today, investigative reporter Lewis Bolden, is laughing, and I can see him down in the corner. See, any time with Lewis Bolden warms the cockles of my heart. and always brings a smile to my face, and I hope yours as well. Let's bring him into the conversation. Give me 1 second, Lewis, so I can bring your mic up.
Okay, great. Thomas, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. It's so nice to see you sitting in that chair. You're not Julie Broughton, but this is a welcome surprise.
Oh, excellent. I'm glad I can still surprise you, Lewis. So today, for those of you who do not know, Take 6 is a chance for us to sort of get out of the norm of the day-to-day newscast and us go a little bit deeper on one of the stories that we're working on. And today we have Lewis Bolden. He is taking over one of our longtime franchises, as we call them here in the news biz, called Schemes and Ripoffs. I'm being handed a note. Lewis sounds great. Your volume is low. Okay. That should be a little bit better, hopefully.
That is much better.
Oh, fantastic. Taking over a longtime franchise from our now retired investigative reporter, Mike Holfeld, called Schemes and Ripoffs. And so, Lewis, why don't you tell us a little bit about what Schemes and Ripoffs is and what you plan to do with this long-storied franchise?
Of course, yes. Schemes and Ripoffs has been around for years and years, done by Mike Holfeld and Robert Brewer recently. And Robert and I have been having fun. He has been passing the baton and introducing me to some of his contacts over at the FBI. And basically, it focuses on trends, the franchise does. Different schemes and ripoffs that are going on in our community. And what we're learning is that some of these schemes and ripoffs are cyclical, and that they will be popular at one time and then they will die down a little bit and then they will resurface in another capacity. I was doing an interview with CFO Jimmy Patronis last week, and we were talking about scams and fraud, and he says it's like whack-a-mole. You know, like as soon as they wrap their arms around, one area of fraud, the bad guys will come up with another way to produce a scheme. And so we're going to be looking at schemes and ripoffs, big and small, from $100,000 six-figure wire transfer fraud to, smaller things like you clicked the wrong link that came in through a text message and your bank account was drained of $700 somehow. So we're going to be looking at all of those things. Today, we're looking at cryptocurrency and something called pig butchering that you're about to learn about right now.
We find that the most vulnerable population is middle-aged to elderly individuals.
Social media cryptocurrency scams built on trust, romance, and lies. The feds call it pig butchering.
Pig butchering, it's a terrible term, but it's basically the concept of fattening a pig before slaughter.
The IRS Criminal Investigation Division has linked these romance schemes to India and China.
The victim is contacted out of the blue, sometimes on social media platforms, oftentimes on dating sites or platforms like WhatsApp.
Tara Reed is the Assistant Special Agent in charge for the Tampa Field Office.
The pictures that you've developed emotional attachment to is not the person you're communicating with.
I'm ashamed and embarrassed.
Mary Miller lost $10,000 transferred through an ATM Bitcoin machine. She thought she was helping someone who loved her.
I was so in love.
Her case is not unique. In 2023, the Federal Trade Commission found that 64,000 people reported a romance scam with losses reaching a staggering $1.2 billion. If you think you've been the victim of a scheme or ripoff, email me at lbolden@wkmg.com. Remember, don't fall for the scheme, don't get ripped off. Getting results, I'm Lewis Bolden, News 6.
Whoop.
Off with these stories.
Sorry about that. I forgot to bring your mic up. I grabbed the wrong of the faders over here. Still getting used to this, folks. This is my 6th day on the job. So, Lewis, could you repeat yourself there?
You are doing great, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
That is the point of schemes and ripoffs, is to prevent our viewers from being ripped off.
Gotcha. And so, we've as the special agent in that report said, these are targeting our most vulnerable members of our population, older people, people who are, maybe lonely, and, people you might not even think would be likely to fall for a scam like that. But, it's playing on, their loneliness, their emotions, their fears, their concerns, wanting to be loved. We heard in this instance, that's got to be heartbreaking to see those people, not only not get the love that they wanted, but then lose money on top of that.
That's right. That's right. She really thought she was in love, and she lost a lot of money. She lost $10,000. But let me tell you,
God.
these romance scams, they are big money for criminals. There is a stat that from people 60 and above in 2023, about 6,000 people who are 60 and above lost more than $100,000 in a romance game. So I talked to a woman just last week, and you're going to be seeing this interview coming up in a few weeks. She lost $100,000. And what broke my heart was her saying she didn't actually have $100,000. She was taking out loans. She was using credit cards because she thought she was helping someone who loved her. But oftentimes the person that you're talking to, the person in these social media scams, they don't exist. It's just a picture that people find attractive, and then they have telephone conversations, and then they message on social media, and so they feel like they really know these people.
Yeah, and then with the advent of cryptocurrency, it's making it, I'm sure, even harder to track all of there, because the whole point of crypto is that it's, decentralized, and it's, keeping the banks out of things, but, the banks do provide some protections to the consumer as well.
Exactly. Your accounts are secured. A lot of your transactions are secured. It's not in cryptocurrency. And so that's why it's, that's it's digital currency. And so that's why a lot of crooks like to use cryptocurrency. And we saw the woman in that piece that lost $10,000.
Yeah, and so tonight we're going to see a little bit more on that story from this morning. That's just, have sort of the setting up the plate for the day, and then this evening around 6 we're going to see a little bit more. Can you tell us what we're going to see, and then also just reiterate for the people where they can reach you if they've been the victim or know of a scheme and ripoff that's affecting our area?
Yes, so you want to email me at Bolden. It's LBOLDEN at WKMG.com. And please let us know, no matter how big or how small it is, if you've been the victim, if you've been ripped off, please reach out to me and let me know. And a lot of times people don't come forward in these scams because they are embarrassed. But I know in particular with like wire transfers, the Secret Service says that if you are the victim of a wire transfer and you get to them within 48 hours, there's a decent chance that they can get your money back. And so really, if you're a victim of a crime, of a scheme or ripoff, you need to report it quickly. There's no time to be embarrassed because you could actually recoup some of that money if you report it soon enough. So yes, we're going to be airing more on pig butchering coming up later on this evening at 6 o'clock.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. That's all super important information for all of our viewers to know. Reach out to Lewis Bolden if you know of a scheme or ripoff that's happening in our area, or if you've been the victim of it. And of course, make sure you're calling law enforcement, and no need to be embarrassed. These people are out there to target people just like you. Lewis, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. It was fun.
Awesome. Thank you. Talk to you soon. All right. So now we are going to move on to the weather. Unlike our usual host, Julie Broughton, I am not a meteorologist, but we are very fortunate to have our wonderful morning meteorologist, Michelle Morgan. She is joining us today. Michelle, hold on one second. Let me get the box up here. Merge. There we go. Okay. Let me bring up your mic so we can actually hear you as well. It's a one-man show today, everybody. So, Michelle, thank you so much for sticking around. Sorry, one more time?
You're doing a fantastic job.
Oh, thank you. I need that validation in my life. I really do. Like I said, it's day 6, so like just the fact that there's something on air makes me feel good. But also your smiling face, and a belated happy birthday to you as well. I'm sure you've heard that all day, but you can never hear it enough.
Thank you so much.
Of course, of course. So, Michelle, thank you so much for staying. I'm going to try and get you out of here quickly because I know you're a little bit past your shift right now, but you were kind enough to offer to save me the embarrassment of trying to read a 7-day forecast, something I have never done. So I'm going to let you take it away here.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not a problem. So today we're looking at a hot and humid day across Central Florida. No surprise, it is summer, but check out your current temperatures. We're already around lunch. Temperatures are in the upper 80s and lower 90s. And with the humidity, it is feeling like the triple digits, 101 and 102 degrees across the area. So just make sure you're staying hydrated. Take it easy while you're out and about. Looking at your hour-by-hour forecast, looking at a pretty dry first half of the day, clouds continuing to increase. We'll see a daytime high hitting 92 degrees today, which is actually where we need to be for this time of the season. And then rain chances continuing to go up to 40 to 50% after 4 o'clock. Now, it's not going to rain for everyone today. Hit or miss showers, a few embedded thunderstorms, and a few of those thunderstorms will have the capability of producing heavy rain at times, which could lead to nuisance flooding, minor flooding, a little bit of ponding in those low-lying areas, as well as those poor drainage areas. And then lightning and gusty winds or wind gusts between 35 to 45 miles per hour. So watch out for those. Make sure you're weather aware around 4 o'clock. And then a few lingering showers as we head into tonight. Future radar showing that we're looking at scattered rain close to the I-4 corridor. So we're looking at the metro area, Brevard County, seeing those hit or miss showers. And then heading into the 4 o'clock hour, continuing to see that setup. Then fast forwarding things, getting a break. But notice most of the shower and storm activity has now shifted west, closer to Tampa. But we are looking at Sumter County, parts of Marion County and Lake County, seeing that scattered rain, and then everything fizzling off as we head into tonight under mostly clear skies. Now, I do want to switch gears real quick on what's going on in the tropics to give you a quick update. We're continuing to watch this area of disturbed weather. You could see marked by my X, that orange X there. Now, it doesn't look like much. The National Hurricane Center has highlighted the Caribbean islands as well as the state of Florida for possible tropical development in the next 6 to 7 days. Now, it is running into some Saharan dust, that dry, dusty air. So usually that dry air inhibits tropical activity. But fast forwarding things to the end of the week, atmospheric conditions will be somewhat conducive for tropical development as it moves towards the Lesser Antilles and across the Caribbean. Now, models are not in agreement that far out. The GFS and the Euro are showing two different things at the moment. We still have a ways to watch this, but it could potentially be a rainmaker for us or not, depending on so many factors: the interaction with the Saharan dust, with the Caribbean islands, wind shear, the area of high pressure that is over the Atlantic, which we call a Bermuda High. Depending how strong or weak that is, that will be the steering current of this little feature that we're watching. So there's so many factors, so many things to watch, and of course we'll continue to keep you updated. But as of right now, it's a good time to make sure you have your hurricane kit prepared and ready to go just in case. So just giving you an update on what's going on, and the National Hurricane Center has placed a medium chance for tropical development. So we could possibly get a depression or tropical storm by the end of the week. And if it becomes a storm, it gets Debbie. That is the D name on the list. So I'll leave you with your 7-day forecast. We're looking at 92 today with a 40 to 50% coverage for showers and storms. Now, rain chances stay moderate as we go through the next several days, but notice our temperatures continuing to climb into the middle to upper 90s as we wrap up the work week heading into the weekend.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I really hope that we do not see Debbie anytime soon. She can stay far away. Well, thank you again. Thank you again so much for all your time and for staying a little bit later with us. I really appreciate it. It really helps me out. And I mean, the people would much rather see your smiling face than mine. So
not a problem. Thank you for having me.
No problem. You have a great day. And thank you all for joining us today on Take 6. We'll be back again tomorrow. I will likely be in the hosting seat again. Julie Broughton is off for the next day or so just because she was in this weekend. So we need to give her some time off eventually, right? In any case, I do appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you again starting at 4 o'clock right here on News 6 and News 6 Plus. Thank you so much, and have a pleasant day.